Hi, welcome to Learning Spark. My name's Jenny. Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about expressive language. So if you don't remember, expressive language is the ability to use language to communicate. One thing that you should be looking for in your child is, can your child use a varied vocabulary? One thing you should look for is your child using a varied vocabulary to express their ideas and their needs? This is a really great place to start developing their vocabulary because it's very applicable to real life situations. So children connect best to things if they're relatable, and if it's a basic need or an idea, it's gonna relate to your child. So this is a great place to start with vocabulary development. Did you know that vocabulary development has a direct impact on reading comprehension? That's why we're talking about it today. It's kind of important. So in order to develop this skill, I would recommend that you do a couple of things. The number one thing that I would recommend that you do is talk. Talk about your child's interests. Now, I've recommended that before, and I kind of talked about it in a different way. So today I want to explain a little bit more about what I mean. So talk about your child's interests. Here's an example. So let's say your child is super into trolls. Now remember, our goal is to look for a varied vocabulary. That means they use a whole bunch of different words in their vocabulary. So you could ask your child, hey, did you like the movie Trolls 2? And they might say, yeah, I like Poppy. And that's an okay answer, but it doesn't really give any details. It just gives an opinion. So we're gonna try to prompt them to get a little more information. So, hey, did you like Trolls 2? Yeah, I really like Poppy. Well, why did you like Poppy? Oh, she's really pretty. So this is kind of a little bit of a dialogue back and forth with your child if you're not catching on with that, with my change in voices. But why do you like Poppy? Oh, she's really pretty. So you like Poppy because she is pretty? Well, that's cool. I really like Branch because he's crazy. So what I did there at the end is I modeled how to give more information. I modeled the language pattern and I modeled the sentence structure for them in a relatable situation. So they want to share the fact that they like Poppy, they like Trolls 2, and Poppy is pretty. So those are three separate ideas. And by just restating it at the end, I'm teaching them how to say all three things in one little nice, neat sentence. And so that is one way that you can really help your child's expressive language to grow, is just by using adjectives, simple things to describe the things that they love. So Poppy is pretty. Pretty is an adjective. This teaches them to use fuller sentences and to add more details to their responses by guiding that child through all of the language that we just talked about. Guiding that child to language is going to help them express themselves. So a side note, the word because is one of the most powerful tools when you are talking about language, because it can drive a whole new set of thoughts. It can add so much detail with a simple word, because. So just like we just discussed, Poppy is because I like Poppy. Or you could say, I like Poppy because she is pretty. That gives more details. It tells the viewer, it tells somebody what you think is so great about Poppy. The word because is a great way to get children to start giving you more details. Teach them to use that word. It might backfire a little bit because children like to be silly, but the word because is extremely helpful in driving their language development and getting children to speak up about their thoughts and their ideas. So very important. Great learners have curious minds, so they're gonna ask those because questions too, not just statements. Another thing you can do to encourage a varied vocabulary in your child is to use something called mature play. Now we've talked about just playing make-believe before, and mature play is pretty much the same. Mature play is critical for developing the oral skills that children need to learn how to read. So by engaging in mature play, they're going to be much better readers. So what is that? what is mature play? Mature play is when an adult is facilitating the play. So it could be make-believe play. It could be any type of play where the adult is facilitating. That's considered mature play. And it's wonderful. It's such a great tool because when you use mature play, the child doesn't know the difference between regular play and mature play. They're just having fun. But what you can do as an adult is you can model the proper language patterns and conventions so that they can learn to use words better as they're expressing themselves, their ideas, their needs. Another thought with that is when children play out specific roles in like a role modeling scenario or in pretend contexts, basically, children adjust their language patterns to match the situation. So this is great for a varied vocabulary because they're going to change the way that they're talking to express themselves in this new environment that they've made up. It's a great, great way to see what kind of words they know because they might use words you wouldn't expect. One example of that, one time when I was teaching, I had a student who was really struggling with behaviors. He just couldn't seem to stay focused, stay on task. He was just wandering the classroom. He just could not sit still. His little body was so busy and he just could not. So what would end up happening is he would wander the classroom and I would go and approach him, and I began using some role play, a little bit of make-believe, to kind of get him to recognize what he was doing and what he needed to do, because those were two very important things that were not happening. So I would approach him and I would say, and this is not the real student's name, but gotta throw that in there. So I would approach him and I would say, "Oh, Mr. David, I just don't know what to do right now. I'm just wandering the classroom," and be so dramatic. And he would laugh, of course, because I was being ridiculous. And then he would say, "Oh, Mrs. Jenny, you seem to be lost. I need you to find your seat. You need to stay focused so you can go to recess on time. Mrs. Jenny, sit down." And then I would go and I would sit down just to play along, and he would come and join me pretty shortly after that or at the same time. So his whole voice pattern and language pattern changed, though. That's what I'm trying to get at here. He's like, "Oh, Miss Jenny, you seem to be lost." He wouldn't say anything like that on his own. Seem to be, that's a strange way to say things. So what I'm getting at is role play is a great, great way to engage your child, get them excited or get them interested or curious or laughing even just about what you're doing. Any of those things is going to help your child as they begin to practice different language patterns. So definitely a great tool to use. So why is this important as we're preparing for kindergarten? That's because of speaking and listening standard number 6. So number 6 says, speak audibly to express your thoughts, feelings, and ideas. So as children are in kindergarten, it's important that they're able to express all of those things. That's kind of a lot when you think about it. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your ideas. I don't even know that most adults do that in the workplace. So it's kind of a big deal. That's a lot to put on a child. So it's super important that you begin preparing them for this in the home. Begin preparing them now. Begin to help them understand different language patterns. Begin to help them learn and grow. Because as they get to kindergarten, they're going to be able to do that if you have prepared them to do so. So play make-believe and do lots and lots and lots of talking and modeling and explaining. Use the word because it's a powerful word. Thank you so much for watching my episode today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to Learning Spark, my channel, and make sure you turn on the notifications. I have lots more to come. I'm excited to share it with you. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.